one thing to think about is that the challenge that we all have, particularly if we're prone to obesity, is the toxic food environment, and particularly the refined sugar. And regardless of what we're on, metformin or one of these drugs, we override it with our diet. And really, the improved nutrition is the only way to solve it as a public health problem. I mean, the drug companies are saying everyone should be, everyone with a certain BMI should be on one of these new drugs. And it's just rubbish. And it's not going to lead to long-term health.
I have to completely agree with Dr. Epel that your diet is key to your long-term health. What we put into our bodies on a day-to-day basis and over the years has a major impact on who we are from a mental and physical standpoint. And it's not easy to find a diet that is healthy and also sustainable over a long time with our current environment. There are over 200,000 fast food restaurants in the US today. No wonder we don't always make the best food choices. We're constantly bombarded with fast food options that taste really good. Our schedules can be absolutely ridiculous sometimes. And our culture promotes quick fixes to things, but in all honesty, do you really want to rely on those things for the rest of your life? If you're currently trying to figure out what a healthy diet is for you to sustain over a long period of time, just realize it takes a long time to figure that out. And having an eating window can really help out with that stress that comes with trying to find the right diet for you. We talked about eating windows earlier, but I'll briefly explain it again. Your eating window is the time between when you take your first bite of food for the day and when you take your last bite of food that night. If you want to try doing a 12-hour eating window, that'd be a solid place to start. This would look like having your first bite of food at 8 a.m. and then having your last bite of food before 8 p.m. You can definitely have a shorter eating window if you'd like, so if you want to go 10 or 8 hours, but research hasn't really shown any substantial benefit to having less than an 8-hour window. This isn't talking about like the 2 or 3 or even like 5-day fast. This is just your daily eating window. Now, one of the reasons why you may want to start with a 12 or 10-hour eating window is because you want to be able to stick to this structure for a substantial amount of time. Having this structure is super helpful for your brain and body because then it starts to understand when you're about to eat food and then also when it can rest and digest. I know life is crazy sometimes and you're not going to be able to eat within your window every single day. And knowing this might happen, it's better to start off with a bigger eating window. And then you can gradually shorten it over time to see what eating window works best for you. One other thing you want to think about before making your eating window is that you want to stop eating around 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. This usually gives you enough time to digest the food that you just ate in your last meal. So if you typically go to bed around 10 or 11 p.m., you want to finish that last meal around 7 or 8 p.m. Something that can contribute to acid reflux is eating meals too close to bedtime. So to wrap this up, we need to remember that finding a diet that works best for you takes time. Setting an eating window can help you feel less stressed when you're trying to figure out what that healthy diet looks like for you. And when you're setting your eating window, try to set it up to where you take your last bite of food 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed to give your body enough time to digest the food you ate. Get after it.